Hello students, greetings to you from Ms. Shaman Vijay Ronald. Today we are going to begin with a new chapter named Vocabulary, which is chapter number 29. The word vocabulary means the collection of words which an individual knows. It helps students express themselves more precisely, and at the same time it sharpens communication skills and enhances academic language proficiency. In this chapter, students, you will learn different kinds of figures of speech like synonyms, antonyms, homophones, similes, metaphors, and idioms and phrases, which will allow you to use the language more creatively, more expressively, and just more interestingly. Now let's begin with the first term, synonyms. What is a synonym? A synonym is a word that has the same or nearly the same meaning as another word. You can also understand as a synonym is a word or expression which depicts a meaning similar to that of another word or expression. Here in example you can see two words, cold and chilly. Both words can be used in each other's place. Now see the usage of these words. Sarah's feet were cold, so she put on her slippers. Sarah's feet were, in the second sentence, in place of cold, we have used the word chilly. Sarah's feet were chilly, so she put on her slippers. This means that the word cold can be replaced by the word chilly, vice versa, or chilly can be replaced by the word cold. Next term is antonym. What is an antonym? An antonym is a word that has an opposite meaning, or in simpler language we can say antonym is equal to opposite. Now here you can see four pictures. A boy is driving a car. Here the speed is shown by the word fast. So fast is an opposite of slow. A turtle is shown. Turtle walks slowly, so it is written slow. Slow is opposite of fast, or fast is opposite of slow. Then to show you the size, small and big. Small is opposite of big, whereas big is also an opposite of small. So antonym means opposite. Here on your screen you can see a chart of synonyms and antonyms. You have to remember, students, that synonyms means same, whereas antonyms means opposite. Synonym of start is begin, pretty, lovely, quick, fast, and the three forms of fast are fast, faster and fastest. There is no word fastly. Large, enormous, scared, frightened, tired, sleepy. Whereas on the other hand you can see antonyms. Antonyms means opposite. So the opposite of loud is soft, opposite of fast is slow, then several, few. Opposite of back is front, and opposite of first is last. After this, you have to remember, whenever you are using synonyms and antonyms, you have to remember that you should use words which belong to the same part of speech. I hope that you remember that there are 9 different parts of speech in English language, like noun, pronoun, verb, adverb, adjectives, and so on. That means the antonym for difficult can be easy, because both are adjectives. Difficult is also adjective, and the word easy is also an adjective. But ease cannot be an antonym for difficult because it is a noun. Ease is not adjective, it is a noun. So the opposite of ease will be difficulty, not difficult. And here in the green box you can see it is written, context is very important while selecting the most suitable synonym or antonym. That means when you are reading a story or any paragraph or any literature, you should go through it properly, and according to the context, according to the story or paragraph, only you have to select synonym and antonym. Okay, students. Excuse me. You can see on your screen exercise A. Exercise A says each group of words below contains synonyms. Underline the odd words. One has been done for you. Now, on number 1, we have certain words: arrogance, boasting, vanity, egotism, and conceit. These all words are synonym of arrogance, whereas humility is not a synonym of arrogance. That is why I have blocked it. The second one, obey, comply, observe, yield, consent. All the 4 words comply, observe, yield, and consent, they are synonyms of obey. Ignore is a different word, that is why it is a odd one out. The same way you have to do all the rest of the words. It's already been blocked. You have to prepare it thoroughly. You should know the meanings of all the words. After this, we have homophones. It's a new term for you, but you are already using it from your lower classes. Like, what is a homophone? When 2 words are said to be homophones when they have the same sound or pronunciation, but different spellings, meanings, and origin. 2 words when the pronunciation, when the sound is same, but their meaning is different. They belong to different parts of speech. Like here you will see on your screen certain sets of words are written. First one is cell, cell. S-E-L-L also is pronounced as cell, and C-E-L-L is also cell. But both the words are different. First one, S-E-L-L, is verb, whereas the second one is noun. Second one is meaning battery. Then you see board, board, principle, principle, weight, weight, weather, weather. Then this side, pole, pole, horse, horse, berry, berry, band, band. So these all words in listening, they will sound same, but their meanings are different as well. The spellings are also different. And these type of words, when they sound alike, is known as homophone. Now, the next one. Exercise B on page number 156, you have an exercise related with homophones. It is study the following homophones and fill in the blanks correctly. The first one, let's refer to the first one. Sight, sight, sight. S-C-I-T-E is verb, whereas S-I-T-E is noun, a location. S-I-G-H-T is also a noun, meaning act of seeing or vision. Now let's see the sentences. He liked the painting at first sight. S-I-G-H-T, sight. That means an act of seeing. When he first saw it, he liked the painting at that particular point of time. Next one is the expert tried to cite many cases to prove his point. CITE. It is to cite. To cite together is making verb. Third one, they have laid the foundation stone at the proposed site. SITE. Proposed site means a location. This way you have few more sentences, and then you have exercise C, where are few more sets of words on page number 157. In exercise C, you have to remember that only sentences 1 to 10 will come for your third term examination. Now next, let's see what are idioms. Students, idioms are expressions that are peculiar to a language. The English language has a wealth of rich and varied expressions to suit any context. You will see here it is written, an idiom is an expression, word or phrase that has a figurative meaning conventionally understood by native speakers. This meaning is different from the literal meaning of the idiom's individual element. In other words, idioms don't mean exactly what the words say. However, they have hidden meaning. For idioms, you have to remember that we do not take the meaning, word to word meaning is not taken. The meaning is always different. In your book, you will see many words are written, many sentences are provided for you to go through, in which some phrases are italicized, like strained every nerve. Strained every nerve means tried their best. Took exception. Meaning of took exception is objected to. Or bone of contention means a subject of dispute. On your screen you will see two more examples. Kick the bucket and spill the beans. The meaning of these expressions is different from the literal meaning or definition of the words of which they are made. Therefore, kick the bucket means die, and spill the beans means reveal secret information unintentionally. Kick the bucket, if somebody is asking, kindly kick the bucket. So, if you are kicking with your leg, it will stand as a verb. But when we are using as an idiom, kick the bucket means to die. Or spill the beans, he had spilled the beans. He never listens to us. He cannot keep the secret, and he always spills the bean in front of others. That means unintentionally telling or revealing all the information in front of someone. Now students, let us understand what a phrase is. You already know what is the meaning of a phrase. It's a group of words which works like a unit, and it is a part of a bigger sentence or a clause. Like here it is unlike idiom. That means phrases are not like idioms. Idioms, you have to remember that the meaning is entirely different. The group of words, whatever is used as an idiom, the meaning is entirely different. Whereas in phrase, whatever the group of word is indicating you, that is the only meaning. Okay, now see your examples. First responder, meaning a person like a policeman or somebody else who is responsible for giving immediately to provide assistance. That is known as first responder. Then bear no resemblance, not be similar to someone or something else. It is word to word meaning. Bear no resemblance means one who is not alike to someone. Then long game. This part of speech is noun. Considering the future implications of current choices, thinking ahead, being deliberate and patient. Long game means having patience and working for future, foresighting or foreseeing your future and then working according to that. Now students, let's see a new kind of figure of speech which is known as a simile. A simile is used when two things are compared using the words like or as. You have to remember that a simile is the comparison of two unlike things. Unlike means entirely different things that have a common quality. The simile helps to establish the link between the two things and thus brings out the quality common to both. The comparison is drawn using, as I have informed you, by the words like or as. On your screen you can see three similes are written: as dry as dust, as good as gold, as cunning as a fox. If we try sentences for these, like for the first one, in the absence of rain, the farmer's fields were as dry as dust. The field is compared as dust. As dry as dust means it was not fertile or rain was not there, so the soil turned very barren. Then the next one, as good as gold. His behavior is as good as gold. Gold is considered to be a pure metal. So behavior is, how is his behavior? You are telling that his behavior is, he is a genuine person. He is pure in his style of working. So you are calling his behavior is as good as gold. Then as cunning as a fox. His enemy was as cunning as a fox. Fox is known to be a cunning animal. So here we are comparing the enemy, that we should not blind faith on our enemies. We should always be alert with our enemies in a work field or anywhere. Now next, after this we will understand what a metaphor is. A metaphor compares two or more unlike things without using the words as or like. You have to remember that in simile we compare two different things which having common quality with like or as, but in metaphor we compare two or more different things without using the words as or like. It is a figure of speech that is used to make a comparison between two things that aren't alike but do have something in common. Here you see Raman is a peacock in his pride. Raman is a peacock. Directly we are telling that Raman is a peacock in his pride. That means maybe Raman's ego is high. And on page number 160 you have exercise G and H related to metaphor, where one sentence is given as all the world's a stage. That means you are calling the world a stage. Then fame is the fragrance of heroic deeds. Here fragrance of heroic deeds is compared with fame of someone. One more example is here. She is a walking dictionary. That means the intelligence of that particular person is compared with a dictionary. Dictionary cannot walk. You are not saying that she is a walking dictionary means that she takes dictionary on her head and she walks every time. No. She is a walking dictionary means we are comparing her intelligence or her power, vocabulary power, with dictionary, because in dictionary you will find plenty of words, parts of speech, many other things together collaborated. So you are telling somebody is a walking dictionary. So this is comparing directly without using the words like or as, is known as a metaphor. Students, with this we have completed chapter number 29, that is vocabulary. Prepare the chapter properly and go through all the sentences and exercises thoroughly. Thank you. Keep learning.